Right now, things are heating up at middleweight. Nassourdine Imavov just fired back at Sean Strickland on Twitter after Strickland publicly dismissed the idea of the French contender getting the next title shot against Khamzat Chimaev, claiming nobody cares about that fight. Imavov didn't stay quiet. He responded with a sharp line, basically saying you can dress garbage up however you want, but it's still garbage, and it's not just talk. Imavov has been posting fresh training footage, and he's going all in. Heavy wrestling rounds every single day, drilling sprawls, underhooks, scrambling back to his feet instantly. That's clearly strategic. Everyone knows Chimaev's entire style revolves around relentless chain wrestling, crushing top control, and draining opponents once the fight hits the mat. Imavov is preparing like this title fight is inevitable, not hypothetical. Chimaev, meanwhile, hasn't defended the middleweight belt since taking it from Dricus du Plessis in August 2025. Strickland has been the loudest name campaigning for the next shot, but Imavov sits at #1 in the rankings for a reason. Still, Sean has business first. He's facing Brendan Fluffy Hernandez in what's essentially a title eliminator to determine the rightful next challenger. Michael Bisping broke down that matchup in detail.
But if Fluffy can't take him down, if Fluffy does start to take him down, but Sean stops it, disengages, stands back up straight away and wastes the energy of Fluffy, then that might take away that element of the game for Fluffy, right? If Hernandez can't take him down and have any success, he's not going to bother doing that. And that's going to throw him off a little bit because Fluffy does mix in the takedowns a lot of the time, okay? So, now let's talk about Fluffy Hernandez. This guy has a tremendous ability to stand and trade in the pocket. So Sean's got to be careful of this because a lot of people will throw a shot like Roman Dolidze. Fluffy takes it, and then that is where there is an opportunity to counter. And Fluffy's got a great chin, and as soon as he gets hit, he doesn't back away. He stands his ground because he knows that's his opportunity to land his own shots. There's an opening. When it goes out, half of your face isn't protected, and that's when Fluffy starts to go to work. Lands a couple of shots, rocks you a little bit.
At the same time, Khamzat Chimaev is talking big about his future. He says moving up to light heavyweight and even heavyweight is absolutely possible. His goal? Chase 3-division champion status. He's even called out Alex Pereira for a potential light heavyweight super fight, possibly on the rumored White House card. Pereira hasn't responded, so Chimaev isn't sure that fight will materialize. For now, his plan is clear: become a double champ first. After that, he'll decide whether to defend at middleweight, stay at 205, or push even higher. This comes as some fans question why he hasn't defended his 185-pound belt yet. Rumors suggest a post-Ramadan return, possibly against Imavov, but Chimaev seems more focused on legacy fights than mandatory defenses. If he moves to 205 permanently, he'd likely have to vacate the middleweight belt, which could open the door for an interim or new champion. And a jump to heavyweight would be massive, considering the size and power in that division with guys like Tom Aspinall and Cyril Gane waiting. Chimaev also showed support for his teammate Arman Tsarukyan, saying Arman deserved a lightweight title shot a long time ago and that sometimes the UFC makes strange decisions, but hopefully Arman gets his opportunity soon.
There was never any response?
Never response, but so we'll see if anyone else. I want just become a double champ, and then I can go back to my weight class or stay there or go out more up. Try. I'm not that guy who's trying to go out from the UFC like undefeated this and that. I don't care. Just want to make some stuff.
Can you imagine if he goes light heavyweight champion and heavyweight champion? 3-time champ?
Only God knows, but we will try.
We will try. Wow. What is it about Arman? You think he'll get a title shot? You think he deserves the title shot?
I think it's a long time before deserve the title shot, but you see sometimes they do some weird things as well, but it's their job, so we'll see. I don't know, but
Bisping, what do you think?
Hopefully he's gonna get the chance.
What do I think?
Meanwhile, Sean Strickland didn't appreciate Joe Rogan questioning his place in the title picture. Strickland is set to fight Fluffy Hernandez in what many consider a #1 contender bout. The expectation is that the winner faces the champion next, but Rogan recently argued that even if Sean wins, this would already be his 3rd shot at the belt, and he might need a couple more strong wins before earning another crack at gold. Rogan also suggested that if Chimaev isn't planning to stay long at middleweight, the UFC should prioritize the most exciting matchups. Stylistically, he's not convinced Strickland is the most compelling option. There's also the backstory. Strickland and Chimaev have trained together before, and stories from those sessions have added skepticism around how that matchup would play out. Sean responded aggressively, saying Rogan's comments were disrespectful and making it clear he feels he's earned his position.
Fucking Joe Rogan saying I don't deserve the title shot. You said some stupid shit, and I'm gonna fucking backhand you. I'm gonna hit you right in the fucking face. And at that moment, you could choose to be a man and take your ass beating, or you could be a little bitch. But after I'm done fucking beating the out of you, we could be friends.
Shifting gears to lightweight, Usman Nurmagomedov's potential UFC debut could be right around the corner. Henry Cejudo and Kamaru Usman recently hyped up the idea, calling it a possible game changer for the division. Usman reportedly has 1 or 2 fights left on his PFL contract, and once that's done, a move to the UFC seems very realistic. The PFL lightweight champion has looked dominant, elite grappling, improving striking, and that trademark Dagestani pressure that made Islam Makhachev a pound-for-pound king. Cejudo went as far as saying he'd already placed Usman in the UFC's lightweight top 3, ahead of names like Justin Gaethje and Charles Oliveira. That's high praise, but the hype makes sense. Usman's wrestling base, submission threats, and steady evolution make him a nightmare matchup for anyone at 155. And with Islam now competing at welterweight, the timing couldn't be better for a shakeup in the lightweight rankings. If Nurmagomedov makes the jump soon, the division could shift fast. There are endless exciting matchups waiting for him. What do you think about Usman potentially joining the UFC? Can he compete with the absolute best in the world right away? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.
I think Usman said he had 2 fights left, but this might be his last fight. We might be seeing a free agent, and we might be saying, welcome to the UFC, Usman Nurmagomedov. Bro, fuck, bringing him in at 155 pounds, all these dudes are, woo! I don't think I put anybody 155 pounds.
Be careful what you say. Be careful what you say here. Watch your mouth.
He's good, bro. He's crap.
I know he's good. I put him at 155 pounds. I put him in the top 5.
Really?
I
put him in the top. I put him in the top 3 with the current champ Ilya Topuria, with Arman
Justin Gaethje, Arman Tsarukyan,
Usman Nurmagomedov,
Charles Oliveira, Max Holloway.
I put him against all those dudes. All of them.
Okay, well, whenever Usman Nurmagomedov makes that jump, he's got a plethora of fun and amazing fights to pick from.
That's it from MMA Time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for daily MMA updates.